1% said Lynn Geisler. 24% picked other. Chuck Kennedy was next, then Nick Jones and Gary Lau. Well, Mr. Flinner drew the pole in the 48. Starting outside of John in the 03, Doug Eck, row 2 inside the 1W, Bob Waring Jr., then the 47 of Matt Gaston. 17T, Tom Kitchen, 3S, Danny Swartzlander, T3, Keith Zimmerman, and the 1C of Lynn Geisler. 4J, John Mollick, and the 4 of Alex Faree. 3, David Scott. The 10 of Gary Hoffman, Bittner, Jones, Schneider, Norris, Churchfield, and Canada. 20 laps for the Freeman Supermarket Bilo Foods late models, and the green is out. Oh, Nick Regis in the 38R goes spinning out over the first turn. Keith Zimmerman in the T3 also spinning up in turn 2. David Scott was able to get by him. Ken Sheltonbrand was able to avoid the 38R of Regis, but he may have some damage on the left. Green is back out. Flinner snaking down the front straightaway with lots of RPMs on the inside. He'll lead them off at 2. Eck is second, Waring third. Kitchen and Gaston battle for fourth. Mollick in the 4J over the hillside and back up down the backstretch. Flinner, Eck, Waring, Gaston and Kitchen, Geisler, and Zimmerman. Jeremy Cannon in the 23C stops in turn 4, and the caution is out. David Scott, who started 12th, is 8th. Flinner and Eck get off of 4, your front row down the front straightaway. Flinner goes to the outside, Eck goes to the inside, and he'll take the lead down the back straightaway. Flinner battles back on the top side into 3. Off of 4, it's John Flinner back in front. Doug Eck, Bobby Waring, Matt Gaston, Tom Kitchen, and Lynn Geisler sliding off that 4th turn. Kitchen to the inside, passing Gaston for 4th. The Rivers Salvage, Bryan Equipment, John's Towing, 48 of John Flinner, still your leader. Ripley Machine and Tool. The Corey Rubber, 03 of Doug Eck runs second. Then it's the Kelly Automotive 1 of Bob Waring Jr. Kitchen 4th now. Geisler is 5th, trying to pass Kitchen for 4th in the Cochran Automotive 1C. Geisler and Scott around the very top. Geisler by Kitchen, now challenging Waring for 3rd. Slow Ride trying to follow him on the top shelf. Off of 4. Geisler to 3rd. Scott and Waring rule to rule for 4th and 5th. Matt Gaston with a problem in the 47 on the right rear of the car. Caution is out for the 47 car of Matt Gaston. Just as John Flinner was about to lap the 12-8. They run 1st and 2nd. Green is back out. David Scott trying to work under Geisler. It's Geisler 3rd, Scott 4th. Waring trying to hold on to 5th now on the 1. Geisler goes back to the outside, trying to get by Eck for 2nd, off of 4, and does. John Flinner now, Lynn Geisler, and Doug Eck. Look out, Tom Tewin in the 46 goes around. A caution is back out. Green is out. Geisler to the inside of Flinner. It's Flinner in front, Geisler 2nd, Eck is 3rd, and Scott 4th into 3. Geisler goes to the inside of Flinner in 4, but it's still Flinner. Geisler, and now Scott comes flying on the outside. Whoa, close racing between Geisler and Slow Ride. David Scott 3rd, Doug Eck 4th, Bobby Waring still 5th, and Tom Kitchen and Alex Faree. Flinner continues to sail around the top side at both ends. Geisler has something break. Geisler has something break, it looked like, in the back end of the 1C. Yes, something breaks underneath the 1C. The Cochran Automotive 1C of Geisler. Oh, and Kitchen runs him over into 3. Caution is out. The caution was out for the 1C of Lynn Geisler. Something is broke, a bar or something in the back of that car, as it's the frame is hanging low on the right rear of the 1C of Geisler, and it was like that before there was contact with Tom Kitchen. Lynn had slowed coming off a 2 down the back straightaway. 4th. Kitchen 5th, Faree 6th, Lau 7th, Kennedy 8th, Jones is 9th, and Zimmerman 10th, and we're back racing. John Flinner off the middle of that second turn. Good exit down the back straightaway. Scott with a lot of forward by closing ground as they head into 3. Flinner and Scott up top. Eck on the bottom. Waring goes top shelf. He's 4th. Then it's Kitchen, Kennedy, Lau, Faree, and Jones contact on the front straightaway. They continue on. Doug Eck off the inside, but it's David Scott who almost got over the hill there off the second turn, closing on John Flinner. Catching them's one thing, can he pass him? Flinner looks strong off the top side of 4 as he extends the lead at the halfway mark. Eck to the inside of Scott for 2nd. Through 1 and 2. Doug Eck unable to make the car stick coming off the second turn. Has a good run through the bottom of 1 and 2, but has a hard time coming off. It's Flinner, Scott, and Eck. Chuck Kennedy now 5th into 6th. Faree is 7th, Kitchen 8th, Lau 9th, and Nick Jones 10th. Waring slips off that second turn. Kennedy to the inside of Waring for 4th. Off of 4, Chuck Kennedy and Bob Waring Jr. Waring still 4th, Kennedy 5th, Faree 6th, Kitchen, Lau, Jones, and Zimmerman. Your second 5. It's Flinner in front by just a couple of car lengths over David Scott as they close on the back of the field and start to lap some cars. Flinner continues to bang the cushion through 3 and 4. Slow Ride shadowing his every move now. He'll try Flinner to the inside in 1 and 2. Hard to make it stick, but he gets a good bite in the middle of 1 and 2. But again, a hard exit of that second turn. Danny Schwartzlander pitting into 3S. Doug Eck back-a-ways now in 3rd. Back further is the one of Waring in 4th, and the battle behind him a good one. That's Alex Faree on the inside, moving up to 5th as David Scott takes the lead off of 2, but Flinner battles back on the outside. Lap traffic in the way as they slide into 3. Scott up top. Caution is out. Caution is out. Flinner will have the lead back. Caution is out. Flinner will have the lead back. The Care Chiropractic, Parker Plumbing, 6A of Kennedy. Tell you, Flinner holds them in, Scott looks to the outside. Off of 4 they come, and Green is out. Scott's diving to the bottom into turn 1. Flinner in the middle. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. The battle is on into turn 3. Side by side. Flinner up high, Scott down low into turn 4. Here they come. It's Flinner, Scott, Eck, Waring, and Faree. Waring trying to get by Eck for 3rd. Off of 2, Flinner hanging on the top edge of the racetrack, continues to lead. Watch the battle behind him for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Scott goes up high trying to catch back up with Flinner. We got 5 laps to go. Check that, 4 laps to go. Doug Eck, Bobby Waring to his outside, edging ahead for 3rd into 3. Eck back under Waring in 4. Faree right behind Eck in 5th. It's Waring 3rd, Eck 4th, Faree 5th. Kennedy 6th, Jones 7th, Lau 8th, Kitchen 9th, Zimmerman 10th. David Scott within a car length of John Flinner into 3. Alex Faree has moved to 4th in car number 4. Flinner and Scott rocking and rolling with 2 to go. Scott goes up top trying to close back in on Flinner. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Alex Ferree, meantime, has taken over 3rd in car 4. He's come from 10th. We got a lap to go. John Flinner and David Scott. 5 car length lead for Flinner into turn number 1. Waring trying to get back around Ferree for 3rd. Down the back straightaway, the final time. The Johns Towing, Rivers Salvage, Bryant Equipment 48. Your points leader in the Friedman Supermarket, Bilo Foods late model. Flinner wins his 2nd. Scott is 3rd. Ferree 4th and Waring 5th.
It's Doug Eck, it's Chuck Kennedy, Nick Jones, Gary Lyle, Zimmerman, and it looks like the 17T of Tom Kitchen. Mob of the racetrack, 1st and 2nd place between Flinner and Scott.
Suit of Aeronautics will be down here to present John with his winning trophy. His 2nd win of the season. He's out of the car in a hurry. How about a nice hand for John Flinner? Your winner in the Friedman Supermarket, Bilo Foods late models. I don't know what it was like from your seat, but it was fun to watch from mine.
I guess I beat the king, I guess.
He really got on you, or pressured you there a little bit at the end, but you held your line. You were really good up on the cushion in 3 and 4, and I think that was probably your best turn.
Well, I guess whoever was in the front there, as crappy as this track is, I'm telling you, they got to do something. Slick, it's fun, but it's whoever's up front, And they a little bit ignorant with the lap traffic. I don't know why they get so excited about that 3 car. He's as ignorant as I am.
Hey, 1 and 2 looked like it was tough, though. You had to, sometimes you could get it and sometimes you couldn't.
I think we were at Pittsburgh Diner.
There's a long way around the top side.
I was looking for the wall diner. We need a wall diner and you can run in a lot harder.
But seriously, it's been an up and down year. You're still leading the points, though. As I said, nobody in this division seems like they can stay hot for long,
That's the fun of it, I guess. And I don't pay a lot of attention to this racing as much as people think I do. I got a family and a business and stuff. This is just my hobby.
People you want to thank?
First of all, I want to congratulate. I have 2 of my best, I don't know if they're my best friends, but friends of mine are getting married tomorrow. And Brett Mars and Chase, I don't even know his last name. He's one of my best helpers on my race car, but they're both getting married tomorrow, and I want to wish them the best of luck.
They marrying each other?
No, they're marrying two beautiful women. And I want to thank, Uncle John Johnson, and, all the guys that helped me on my race car, especially Bryant Equipment. Frank's been pretty good to us, and it gets better every week. That's if I don't retire from this stuff.
And they said your nephew put the pressure on you. He won his go-kart race or something last week.
Geez, oh man, did they announce that or what?
You feel you can learn all kind of things here.
That's it. Jamie McMurray said that on Wind Tunnel the other night. You got to watch them young guys. Even when you're a young guy, the younger guys come up. So Colton's on his way.
How about a nice hand, folks? Your winner tonight in the Friedman Supermarket, Bilo Foods late models, John Flinner.